Hello and welcome to another edition of Currently in Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano. Today we will learn all about the Atlantic Clubhouse program here in Quincy. First though, as always, we take a look at the weather and the news for you. Currently in Quincy we have a partly sunny skies, brisk and breezy. It's only 45 degrees right now. Temperatures will top off around 50 this afternoon. There is an elevated risk of brush fires as well due to the dry conditions. Some smoke in the air throughout the afternoon. Another chilly night tonight under partly cloudy skies. Lows will drop off into the upper 30s. Could be some lower 30s in some of the outlying areas. And really not a bad week coming up this last week of October. Mix of sun and clouds tomorrow into the mid 50s. Then the warm up begins on Wednesday. It'll be cloudy, it'll be windy, but it'll be warm. Highs Wednesday in the low 70s, and then look at Thursday. Halloween, going to be one of the top 10 warmest on record, I think. Breezy, mild. Temperatures Thursday in the upper 70s. Some places might touch 80 degrees. Again, partly sunny, 45 in Quincy right now. Checking out the news for you today, early voting continues this week for the November 5th presidential election. In-person early voting is taking place through this Friday at Quincy City Hall from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And tomorrow is the last day to request a mail-in ballot for the November 5th election. City Clerk Nicole Crispo says every effort's being made to make it as easy as possible for people to vote.
Monday the 21st through November 1st, we'll be here at City Hall 8:30 to 4:30 for early voting. We're working with the traffic department to set up some temporary spots right over my shoulder here. In front of City Hall, we'll have handicap parking. We'll have 15-minute parking for early voting. We'll also have some parking set up over at the T station with the city employees, and there are some City Hall spots available there for regular everyday use. We're going to make those a couple of those handicap accessible, as well as some temporary spots there for early voting.
And of course, in-person voting will be held on November 5th from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. at all 31 precincts in Quincy. Crispo is predicting a turnout of between 72 and 80%. Don't forget, there will be no school in Quincy on Election Day. Quincy Fire Department has received a total of $10.3 million in federal grants this year to put toward construction of a new fire headquarters and to help hire 16 new firefighters. A $4.1 million grant to put toward the new headquarters was announced earlier this year. And just last week, Congressman Stephen Lynch returned to announce a $6.1 million grant to help hire 16 new firefighters.
And these community priority funding projects now begin with Mayor Koch in this instance, where we ask each city and town, what do you need? What do you see as being your highest priorities? And thankfully, we have a mayor who's totally connected to what the city of Quincy needs. We're blessed to have a state delegation that is intimately involved in what's going on each and every day in Quincy. And we have a city council and a school committee that are also totally engaged. And in this case, when the mayor looked around and said, what are our priorities? What do we need first and foremost? He recognized the fire service and recognized the need. Look, I believe the original date of construction on this older facility was like 1930. And so Mayor Koch had the vision that we need a new fire station.
Now, earlier this year, the city purchased property across from the current fire headquarters on Quincy Avenue from National Grid for $1.5 million for the new fire headquarters. The current building is almost 90 years old. And with the 16 new firefighters plus 26 other new recruits coming on board, the ranks of the Quincy Fire Department will be the highest in about 50 years, with 275 active duty firefighters on the job. The search continues for a missing pregnant woman with mental health issues who disappeared from the Family Welcome Center at Eastern Nazarene College in Quincy. Police say 34-year-old Perina Fernandez was last seen on October 2nd on Federal Street in Boston. Fernandez, who also goes by the name Karina, is 32 weeks pregnant with what's considered a high-risk pregnancy. She's from Cape Verde and speaks primarily Portuguese with some English. She's described as being about 5'5" with black hair and brown eyes. Anyone with information about her whereabouts is asked to contact Quincy Police. 118 students recently received scholarships to put toward their education at Quincy College. The Quincy College Foundation awarded those scholarships during an award ceremony held at Quincy High School earlier this month. Quincy College President Rick DeCristofaro said the scholarships help remove the financial barriers for students seeking higher education.
So other than commencement, this is one of my favorite events of the year. It is where I and we get to see and feel up close the strong and meaningful connections that the college exists, that what exists at the college, where students and staff and faculty, administration, and our community. Student scholarships are in many cases a financial lifeline. So by lightening the economic burden of our students, who are then able to focus on what matters, their education. However, it is so much more than that. Certainly each scholarship is a well-deserved reward for academic achievement, but each award is also a gift from someone in the college community who believes in you and wants to give of themselves to make sure you have a great future here at Quincy College.
Well, most of the scholarships were between $500 and $2,000. The recipients have already earned 12 credits at Quincy College, and they are enrolled in classes this fall. The Quincy College Foundation is a new nonprofit charitable organization that replaces the Quincy College Trust. The foundation's now the college's single philanthropic arm. It'll work with the college to establish, cultivate, and sustain mutually beneficial relationships from current and prospective donors, alumni, and private foundations. Well, a new statewide program designed to put books into the hands of students and teachers launched recently at the Clifford Marshall Elementary School right here in Quincy. The United States of Readers program actually began 2 years ago as a pilot program funded by best-selling author James Patterson. It's now in Massachusetts after that event at the Marshall School in Quincy. That's where House Speaker Ron Mariano, and former teacher, said that reading is still at the core of good education.
When I was a Title I teacher, and it wasn't exactly this school, because this school wasn't built when I was first started teaching. There was another school right where we're standing now. It had a different name. But I was in that school. I wasn't in this school. And there were kids just like you coming through my classroom, and I was trying to get them to read and get them to be interested in reading. Because if you can read, there isn't anything you can't tackle. There isn't anything you can't learn. It opens up a whole set of opportunities for you to learn about places you might want to visit, about things you might want to see, about people you might want to learn about, and about careers you might want to pursue. All these things come without a teacher telling you to learn anything. They'll come when you take an interest in reading. So I am thrilled that we got the opportunity to kick this program off here in my neighborhood.
The program will provide each student with 10 books per year that they select. Teachers get 25 books annually for their classrooms. The program will also be implemented in public schools in Revere, Holyoke, Framingham, and the Southern Berkshires. It's our check of news for you today. Coming up, we sit down with Eric DeFilippis and Sean Barry of the Atlantic Clubhouse here in Quincy and learn all about it. That's next. Welcome back. Today we learn about the Atlantic Clubhouse on Washington Street in Quincy Point. It's only been around for 40 plus years, but probably a lot of folks, myself included, don't know a lot about it. So Eric DeFilippis and Sean Barry are here to tell us more. Guys, welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, great to have you both here and learn a little bit about this. Eric, you were proactive, reached out to me,
Yes.
and said, gee, can we get on the program and let the city know a little bit about what Atlantic Clubhouse is? So here you are.
Yes,
like
here we
magic.
are.
Yeah.
Finally, I know it took a little bit, but yeah, I think it's really important for us to come on the local station and just let the community know about us, because we as a clubhouse, Atlantic Clubhouse, is a community-based support program for individuals who experience or have experienced emotional health challenges. And we are all about togetherness and collaboration. There is staff and members, but there's really not. There's no hierarchy. Everyone is just a member of the clubhouse.
Yeah.
There's no, I'm a staff, you're a member, you need to listen to me. There's none of that. There's
Right.
all collaboration. We really are a big community and family.
Yeah, it really reminds me of just a support group that gets together and shares each other's experiences, right, and tries to help
Yes.
each other.
Yep.
How did it all come about? Do you know the founding of the clubhouse?
I don't know the founding
I mean,
of
you're
the-
too young to know when it was founded, obviously.
Well, the original clubhouse was founded in New York.
Oh, really? Okay.
The original clubhouse of any clubhouse was founded in New York.
Okay.
But the Atlantic House started in Weymouth,
Oh,
but it was under a different name.
I see.
Mike Daly picked the name the Atlantic House before it moved to Quincy.
The clubhouse historian here.
Mike Daly is another member.
Okay.
He's been a member since the 80s,
And you have been a member, Sean, for how long?
since 1993.
Okay. Might be a good opportunity here to ask you how you became a member and why.
I was referred by a caseworker to the Atlantic House in '93, and once I began working on trying to get my GED and also trying to get employment for the clubhouse.
Yeah, so you were a young man at that time, or 31 years ago.
I was 22,
Yeah.
21.
Okay.
Yep.
And obviously it worked.
Yeah, and gradually throughout the years at the Atlantic House, I worked TEP jobs, temporary employment positions, and worked my own jobs that I found on my own too.
Sure.
And also, I went to try to get my GED time and time again, and then there came an opportunity for me to get my high set at Wellspring in Hull, and I got my high set.
High school equivalency.
Yeah,
diploma,
and jumped into Quincy College right away.
And you're a student right now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. What are you studying?
psychology is my major.
Okay. So what do you hope to kind of do with that education, Sean? Once
I
you
want to
finish?
give back to my peers and help people.
Yeah. Just like they did for you, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like it was. This is Eric, a great success story
It
here.
really, really
that you have,
is.
yeah.
You know, and a lot of individuals that come to the clubhouse get a lot out of it for a lot of different reasons. And one of the biggest reasons is the idea that it's a community and they're out during the day and keeping busy. A lot of people like to. A lot of people isolate. So
Yeah.
and they want to do something during the day and not just stay home. So the opportunity to make friendships and almost feel like a family is so huge.
And if you want to do something good with your life too, you can start at the Atlantic House.
And it sounds like you get out of it what you put into it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, really.
Yes.
Yeah. How do folks kind of come to Atlantic House,
So,
Eric? You know,
yeah,
how does that connection happen?
Yeah, so we are funded by Department of Mental Health.
Okay.
And an individual just needs to be referred by someone through Department of Mental Health.
Okay.
And then they contact the clubhouse, and they come in for a tour, and then the process happens.
Okay.
And they
goes
go
along.
through an intake and an orientation.
Sure.
And also they can get referred by a doctor,
Mm-hmm.
a social worker, case manager, or a therapist.
Okay. It's part of a bigger organization called VinFen? Is
VinFen,
that
yeah,
right?
VINFEN. We're a mental health nonprofit organization.
Okay.
And we're in all throughout Massachusetts, a few locations in Connecticut, and we really just are here to serve the individuals in the community who struggle or have challenges.
Yeah, yeah. How many members right now do you have?
We actually just reached 100.
100 members.
And it doesn't mean 100 members are in the clubhouse at once.
Right, yeah.
But it's all voluntary. We have some members like Sean who come almost every day, 8
Yeah.
to 4, and other members come once a week. Some members come Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays.
Okay, so it's really up to them to decide?
It is.
Okay,
It is. It
okay.
absolutely is.
And are they members for life?
They sure are.
They can be?
Yes, we have members for life.
And it's a voluntary program. You
Yes.
can come and do something, or you can come and just be social and talk to other members.
Right. Whatever
But-
you need.
But,
from it, yeah.
but it's kind of like you kind of need to join the work order day, because that's the model of the Atlantic House.
Okay.
To be accredited.
So maybe here's what we should talk, Eric, about a typical day
Yes,
at
you
Atlantic
read
House.
my mind.
Is
Yep.
it Atlantic House or Atlantic Clubhouse?
Atlantic Clubhouse.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So the typical day, we call it a work order day. It's basically we work together to run the clubhouse to make sure the clubhouse stays
So it's an
open.
actual building. You have an
It
actual
is.
physical structure.
Yep, we
Okay.
do. And we meet in the morning and plan what we're going to do for the day, specifically cleaning, getting ready for lunch. We have a huge health and wellness program.
Nice.
And we have a big lunch every single day.
Oh,
And all the members, they prep, they cook the entire lunch, and we do all healthy, obviously, and we also, during the day, if anyone needs help with like employment or education.
I was going to ask you about the services, yeah.
Yep, we offer employment support, education,
Yep.
health and wellness, and we do a lot of
Housing.
housing. Yep.
Okay.
And we work with community resources such as Work Inc., which is a
Certainly.
transitional employment program,
yep.
Mass Rehab Commission, or I know they're not called it now, but Mass Rehab Commission. And we help people with Social Security and IDs, and also to help them get into school and further their learning, like Sean did with the high set.
Yes.
And the transitional employment.
Okay. So it's a little different than, say, the Yankee House, the Father Bill's programs,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay. So it's kind of it's taking folks that have gone through emotional challenges
Yes.
or having emotional challenges.
Yes.
But maybe have a secure family base or a secure housing base.
Not necessarily
No.
family, but individuals who maybe have a bit more increased independence.
Okay. All right.
And because the members find their way to the clubhouse, on their own.
Yes.
We do help set up transportation for a lot of people, but a lot of people, others have ways.
Have a way to get there?
They do.
Okay.
Yes.
Can I interject?
Yeah, please,
Yes.
Sean. Yes.
You can learn phone skills at the Atlantic House,
right.
culinary arts skills.
Really?
Some maintenance skills,
Okay.
like light cleaning and heavy duty cleaning, and gardening skills and landscaping.
So these are classes that are offered?
No, just things we do
Yeah,
within
it's basically
the,
running a house, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All
Good
right.
job, Sean. Good
So
point.
talk about hands-on experience.
Yeah.
That's the best way to learn, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. But Eric, you do have relationships with local employers, right, to try and place
Yep, we
folks
do.
into jobs?
Yep, we've worked with Goodwill before.
Okay.
We have worked with Salvation Army.
Yes.
And Father Bill's.
Okay.
So we work with a lot of places in the community.
Okay. So there is an opportunity for them to kind of either continue their education like Sean's doing,
Yes,
or,
yep.
or go right into the workforce if
Absolutely.
they choose as well?
we have
Yes.
worked with Big Brother Big Sister
Okay.
Foundation in the past.
Sure. Very good. Tell me about your background, Eric, and how you got involved with the
Yes.
Atlantic House.
So I have experienced my own emotional health challenges for my whole life, and I've only been working in the mental health field for less than 3 years now.
Is that right?
Yeah, but I just I went to Quincy College with got my associates in human services, and then I started working for VinFen in another community-based program on Cape Cod for a couple of years, and then I had to take a little break, and then I came back and I said I'd really like to see if I can work for the clubhouse and be a part of the clubhouse. It's just the whole feeling of community is just. It's just a great feeling, and I've always wanted to give back and just show that individuals with emotional health challenges are just people like you and me. Every single person is just a person, and we should all be treated like people, and the clubhouse really, really does that.
Yeah.
It doesn't put anyone on any different level. We're all equal.
Everybody in the world has some emotional difficulty.
Yeah. Well, the common theme I just heard between the two of you is giving back. You know,
Yes.
You both wanted to
Yes.
give back for your own reasons,
Yes.
based on your own personal experiences. What's kind of the catchment area for Atlantic House? You know, where do folks kind of come from?
Most folks, yeah, go ahead. You know.
Hainham, Weymouth, Hull, Rockland possibly, Milton, Braintree, Quincy, and Weymouth, and
Okay. Boston at all, or is that a
not,
separate?
maybe Dorchester,
Dorchester, okay.
but not further into Boston.
Okay. All right. Because the VinFen group is in Cambridge, is that
It
right?
is,
Okay.
yes. But we have a lot of programs throughout Massachusetts,
I see.
Southeast, Northeast.
Okay. So, I mean, is it a 24/7 operation, Eric?
So we are open 8 to 4 Monday
Okay.
through Friday.
All right.
and-
All right. So typical
Yep.
business hours. Okay.
But also on Saturdays we're open 10 to 3, and we always do a Saturday social.
Oh, really?
And about 10 people usually sign up for the weekend.
Yeah.
And we plan it ahead of time, and that's what we do. Part of our work order day is having social planning, and we all plan as a clubhouse what we want to do on Saturdays. And we've gone out to dinner, we've gone to the Science Museum,
yeah.
we do a lot of different things, and that also.
Aquarium.
Huh?
Aquarium.
Oh yeah, we've done the aquarium.
Okay.
Yep. So we always want to keep in touch with members.
Yeah.
Even on Saturdays, we make sure and do outreach calls, and during the week every day, members who haven't been in for a while.
Checking on them.
Yep, check in, and the members do it with everyone does it together.
Yeah. So it's. I mean, it doesn't sound like there's formal like therapy sessions that we
There
would
is
think.
not. No, we're very non-clinical.
Okay. So it really is very. It's a social club.
It is absolutely
Yeah.
yes. It is not clinical at all.
Yeah. What are your age ranges for members? Would you say?
Oh, it can be from I believe 18 to 20
to 18 or 20 to 70
Okay.
something.
Okay.
yeah.
And have you had lifelong members? Would you say? Do you know? if folks have been there?
I'm pretty much a lifelong member. 20 years old till
Till today.
53 now.
Okay.
And Mike Daly started in his early 20s, and he's 60.
Okay. All right. So a lot of folks with a lot of experience and a lot of background. Yeah. Are there any upcoming events that you wanted to talk about?
What about Saturday coming up?
Yep.
Cafe.
Yep. Saturday we have a social at Cathay Center. right here in Quincy, and we had a camping trip a couple months ago
Oh, no kidding.
on the
Okay.
Cape. So we have a lot of, we plan a lot of things.
A lot of indoor and outdoor activities. Yeah.
Absolutely,
Very
yes.
good. Anything else you'd like to share right now?
Um,
Reach out, right, through the
reach
website
out,
or phone
yes.
number?
Yep, at vinfen.org.
Yep.
And then we're also on Facebook too. At some
Oh, okay.
point. So,
Very
yeah.
good. Thank you both. Really appreciate the opportunity
you.
to learn a little
Thank
bit
you
about
very
Atlantic.
much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Happy to do it. So let us know if you get any feedback from being
All
on
right.
the program. We'd love to hear it.
Thank you.
Just enough time to check the forecast for you for the rest of the day today. Kind of what you see is what you get out there. It's kind of hazy today, actually, and chilly with a high around 50 degrees this afternoon. Chilly night tonight again, down to the mid to upper 30s. More of the same tomorrow, a little bit warmer. Then the big warm-up starts here on Wednesday with highs in the low 70s. Look at Thursday, maybe 80 degrees by Thursday afternoon. So no winter coats over the Halloween costumes this year. Thanks again to Eric DeFilippis and Sean Barry for joining us from Atlantic Clubhouse.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Thanks to our crew. Thank you for watching Friday here on the program. Folks from the Quincy Rotary Club stopping by. Meantime, visit our website. It's qatv.org. You'll find our latest programs. There's news, information, video on demand, live streaming, and much more. For all of us here at QATV, I'm Joe Catalano. Have a great week.